What's up guys? So this is the second episode of Ink Diaries. Today I am tattooing this wolf and cub design. This is for my client and it symbolises his relationship with him and his daughter. In this video you're going to see how I approach the tattoo and the techniques that I use. So first things first, I'm just giving the area I'm about to tattoo a good wipe with some antibacterial soap and water using fresh paper towels. I'm just giving the leg a good shave with a back and forth motion with the razor. It's always worth shaving a little bit more around the area you're going to tattoo, just in case you go bigger on the design when it comes to stenciling it. After the leg's shaved and cleaned, I'm just checking the size of the stencil on the leg. I'm using a skin marker to mark out how big the design is going to go and where the center point is on the leg, as well as marking out the muscle. I've put the stencil on in two sections. This is so I can get the right placement for the cub and the wolf's head, which is important because the shape of the muscle and the back calf can distort certain areas. For this area, I've taken a picture and showed the client, and we're both happy with the placement and we're now ready to tattoo. So I just want to talk you through my ink setup. I'm using dynamic black. The first two ink cups are full black to the top. But next I've got 2 drops in the first ink cup, 4 in the second, then half of the third, and just under a full ink cup in the fourth. I found that I would usually get through 2 ink cups of full black for most tattoos I do. I'm then adding 2 drops of Fusion medium opaque grey in the first 4 ink cups. I'm then filling up the rest of the ink cups with distilled water. So those first 4 ink cups will be nicely mixed together using a pigment mixer machine. Setting up the inks after you've put the stencil on also gives the stencil time to dry, so there's less chance of the tattoo rubbing off throughout the day. So I've started the tattoo and I'm using a 15 curved mag, a 15 JC only curved mag, shall I say. And I'm just picking out all the solid black that I see in the image. That's my main concern. Once the blacks are in, I can then build up from them. And the best tattoos have really nice saturated blacks and good contrast in them. I'm running the machine at a 6 voltage and I'm putting the machine at a slight angle, making tiny circle motions with my hand to saturate some areas of black, from the bottom of the image all the way up to the top. And the first run from top to bottom, I'm just putting in the blacks. I'm marking out in areas of the fur by putting my machine at an angle and making a pull motion towards me. When I've hit smaller areas of the face in the cub and areas in the mouth, eyes and nose of the wolf, I'm using a 7 round liner. When it comes to saturating the black, you don't want to go over the same area more than once. I'm running my machine at 5 volts now to minimize trauma to the skin. So you can see I've worked through the black tones from bottom to top, and now I'm coming back to the tattoo and working from the bottom again and bringing the tattoo to life. So at this point I'm really looking at the reference and seeing which tones need to go where. I'm kind of finishing each area I'm working on as I work my way up the tattoo. I'm using my 15 curve mag and building up from the blacks from my darkest to light tones. One tip is to use a posterizing app on the image. You can see here the image is posterized and you can mark out on a 1 to 5 scale, for instance, which tones need to go where, and do that within the tattoo or mark that on your stencil. I'm making sure that I dip my needle into my water cup to rinse in between each tone that I'm using, because I don't want a darker tone to potentially muddy up a lighter tone. I I think it's important to kind of look away from the tattoo for a little bit, 5 minutes, come back to it and give it a look with a fresh pair of eyes and see little things here and there. So the tattoo is almost there, and I'm just using my lightest tone now in some areas and blending some areas using a 27 mag and a pendulum motion with my hand. And now it's time for the white. So I'm just putting the white in areas like the nose, mouth, eyes, just areas where there's contrast and the white can enhance it. It's always best to save the white till the end, so no shades of black can darken the white. It usually hurts the most for the client as we're going over areas that have been tattooed from the beginning of the day. So I'm finished. Yip yip. That took about 4.5 hours. We talked about extending the tattoo, adding some mountains and trees in the background, but we're probably going to do that next time. It's always better not to rush. It's just about being open and communicate with the client and making sure that you're both on the same page when it comes to the design and what you can get done. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching this short but sweet episode of Ink Diaries. I've got another one coming in a couple of weeks. I'm going to talk about this big back piece that I'm going to do. But yeah, if this was helpful, please comment below. And yeah, I really appreciate you watching this one.